Alright boys, welcome back to another video. Knicks Daily here. Today we're going to be discussing the Knicks trading for Isaiah Stewart. We've talked about Nick Richards, we've talked about Walker Kessler, we've talked about Clint Capella. Now The Athletic is reporting that the Knicks are interested in trading for Stewart. And this isn't a surprise to me. I'm sure there's a lot of bigs that they've reached out to trade for. The issue for the Knicks is salary. Of course, we re-signed Anunoby. We re-signed Jalen Brunson, or rather, I guess to properly phrase it, gave him an extension. We know that Mikal Bridges is soon about to be paid. Look at Julius Randle, he's about to be extended. So the Knicks don't have much money. Thankfully, Brunson took a pay cut because if he hadn't, we would be absolutely screwed. Now it's up to the next guys to do the same thing with Randle and Bridges, because if the Knicks want to win a championship, they're going to need guys to sacrifice, especially with the finances, but also with the basketball, right? There's only one ball. And I think that's why it's crucial that the Knicks don't have any ball hogs. They have guys that just want to do whatever it takes to win. And that's what I love about this roster. But we still need a center. Mitchell Robinson has missed 125 games since 2020. And I don't think this has been addressed enough. I made a video on it a couple of days ago saying that the Knicks just need to move on from Mitch. And in this video, we're going to be talking about exactly doing that. Isaiah Stewart would be our center of the future. He is 6'8", but he's got a 7'4" wingspan, and he's a very good defender. Very, very good defender. He's not going to block the ball like Mitch, even Hartenstein. He's not going to get steals, but in terms of his overall efficiency, he's one of the best defensive bigs in basketball because, again, he's got the size, the quickness, the strength, the speed, just a very good combination, and he's 23. But he did only play in 46 games. It might have been 47 at the top of my head. I think it was, 46 games, which is a concern, but he's still young, and I figure why not, right? Because to this point, I don't think we can trust Mitch. He won't be ready until at least December. Some are saying it might even drag into January. And if that's the case, well, what the hell are the Knicks going to do at center until then? They've got Jericho Sims, and they've got Precious Achiuwa, who we know is more of a power forward to this point. Stewart was a 4, he moved to the 5. He's clearly a 5 now, and he also has the statistics to back that up because of his defense. And that's the thing for the Knicks, is they need a good defensive center. They don't need somebody who can score the basketball. And Stewart, I mean, he did average 11 a game last year, but he's not a guy that's catching lobs. He only caught 2 lobs, guys, last season of 4, so he was 50%. And he just doesn't dunk very often. So it's not like Brunson is going to, of course, come down the lane and just throw up an easy lob like we saw to Mitch and Hartenstein. That's just not Stewart's game. But he does make up for it because he shot 38% from 3. And I dug into it because I love making videos for you guys. And it turns out only 33% of them were classified as wide open. So that's interesting because you would have thought they're more, right? Okay, they're leaving Stewart open. I mean, yeah, sure, he's knocking down wide open threes, but that's actually not that many. I mean, he was at 39 the year before that too. So the Knicks know that they have a big man who can defend and can stretch the floor. And it's not like guys are going to say, okay, look, Jalen Brunson's one-on-one, we're just going to leave Stewart open and let him beat us. There's no way that's going to happen. They're not going to give Isaiah Stewart wide open 3 after wide open 3 because he's only going to improve. I mean, again, guys, he increased his efficiency from last season to this season. It's only going to get better, especially because he's going to be even more wide open. So if teams want to leave Stewart open in the corner, I mean, we'll wibble that every single time because, I mean, all he has to do is knock down 40% of those if they're going to be wide open. Again, remember that. So I'll gladly take that. That's good offense for the Knicks. So, and if they do cover him, well, now you've got guys going one-on-one. Randle, Brunson, Anunoby, Bridges, DiVincenzo. I mean, that's what we want. We want the Knicks to be able to play more 5 out and to be able to spread the floor, because the Celtics, why did they win the championship? They defended the lights out of the basketball, and they were the best 3-point shooting team. So the Knicks, basically, the only way we're going to beat the Celtics is if we stay healthy and we outscore them, right? And it's not to say that we're not going to have the defense to be able to match up with them. We've got Mikal Bridges, we've got OG Anunoby, and of course Mitchell Robinson. Well, if we were to have Stewart, we probably would have to trade Mitch. I don't think we're going to be able to keep Mitch and get Stewart. We'll get into that in a second here. But again, we've got a good bench. We've got defenders. We've got dogs. I think Marcus Morris would be a huge addition, not only to the locker room as a veteran, but also he can step in and shoot and score the basketball. One of you guys commented on my last video saying that Morris would essentially be our Alec Burks from last year. And I think that's a fair comparison, but I think Morris would mean a lot more to the locker room just because we saw the presence that he brought to the Knicks when he was here. I mean, he wasn't here for that long, but I mean, the dude seemed like he was here his entire career. He made a huge impact for the Knicks, and he hit that game winner against the Mavericks on Porzingis, which felt very good. If you know, you know. But looking at Stewart, let's talk about the good, and if there's any bad, I'll definitely let you guys know as well. I didn't really find too many bad. One thing is his success rate on close to the basket tries. 64% is only in the 26th percentile for bigs. Not great. And then, of course, we talked about just making 78% of his 27 dunk tries. Only 27 dunk tries as a center is, well, I guess that's only 46 games, but still, I mean, not great conversion. I mean, imagine what Mitch's and Hartenstein were. I mean, those had to have been sky high, at least 85, if not higher. So that's that. And then, of course, the 50% on just 4 alley-oop opportunities. So he's small. He's not the most athletic guy in the world. Only 7 rebounds a game isn't ideal, especially considering when you factor in how many opportunities he had. But Stewart is getting better every single season as a shooter, as a rebounder, as a defender. He's so young, only 23 is crazy. I think I'd be willing to make a trade for him, man. You know, normally talking about a lot of these centers, it's like, yeah, I want them, but I'm not giving up Miles McBride, multiple first-round picks to do it, right? I mean, but for this situation, I mean, I think I legitimately would consider trading Miles McBride, just considering the fact that, well, we have Cameron Payne and Tyler Kolek, and then, again, compare that to Jericho Sims, and compare that to Precious Achiuwa. And we can't trade Achiuwa until mid-January anyway, so that's going to hurt us being able to make a trade, right? So we would pretty much have to trade Mitchell Robinson to go get Isaiah Stewart, and would the Pistons do that? I have no idea. Mitch won't be available until probably January. If we traded Mitch and McBride for Isaiah Stewart, I think that's just too much, though. That's the problem. This isn't just McBride for Stewart straight up. I would personally do that just because if the Knicks were to win a championship, we just need more at the center. We don't need any more at guard. Do I think Miles McBride is more valuable than Isaiah Stewart? Honestly, I don't know. Like, to be honest, they're just two totally different positions, two totally different players. I think McBride is very similar to Stewart. He does a lot of things well, and he does some things not that great, like playmaking. Like, McBride's not a playmaker. He's not even a point guard. He's more of a 2 guard. I don't know. You guys got to let me know. Personally, we drafted McBride. He's a homegrown player. I like him a lot. So my heart's telling me, no, I wouldn't do this. But would this make the Knicks a better team? I think it would. But again, just factoring that we would have to trade probably Mitchell Robinson just to get this done with salary is the thing. But I mean, would we actually even have to do that though? McBride makes $4.7 million. How much Stewart is on that rookie extension? I know the Athletic proposed a trade Stewart in 2 seconds for Mitchell Robinson, Miles McBride, and a 2025 first-round pick via Detroit. No way I'm giving up a first. Now, it probably doesn't convey to a first. It will turn into a couple of seconds. But still, I don't know how we can attach Mitch and a pick. I guess the pick is just to get rid of Mitch. Because you have to realize that Mitchell Robinson is injury-prone. But when he's healthy, he's a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He's a threat to lead the lead in rebounding. He will lead the league in offensive rebounding if he's healthy. And then, of course, we know what he did against Joel Embiid in the playoffs. So it's not like Mitch is a scrub. He's a bum. I mean, Mitch is very, very good. He's an electric player. But can he stay healthy is the thing. I don't know. And like, I don't want to tell Mitch what to do. I know I've said this before, but him being on TikTok and Snapchat, social media, Snap2, whatever. I'm kidding. I'm not that old, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, man. I mean, especially considering where the Knicks are at, right? They're so close to a championship. They haven't won anything since 1973. They haven't been to the finals since 2000. This team just needs to lock in, man. They need to lock in at all cost, and it just does not seem like Mitch is locked in. And I think a guy like Isaiah Stewart would be very, very good and beneficial for this Knicks team. Would I want to trade for him? Yes. Miles McBride, Mitch in a first? No, there's no way in hell I'm doing that, because you look at McBride and Stewart, they're pretty similar in terms of ability and talent. Like, Miles McBride can win you a playoff game. He can win you games, like we saw that, and the same thing with Stewart. But then Mitch, I mean, think about this. Imagine if Mitch stays healthy and we give up Mitch and a first and McBride. He shoots 40% again, one of the best defenders, takes it to that next step. McBride's like 23 as well, so no way I'm doing this trade. But if we were to swap McBride and Stewart, I think I would personally do that, because we have Kolek and Payne. I don't think we would miss McBride that much.